Today on Rappler. 40 labor groups unite to endorse candidates to the Senate. A survey says most Filipinos have only chosen 7 out of 12 candidates for senator. And COMELEC says automated ballot counting machines are okay, even if numbers don't match a manual count. Hello, I'm Maria Ressa. Welcome to Rappler, your social news network. 40 labor groups march Wednesday to commemorate Labor Day and endorse 7 candidates for the Senate for the 2013 midterm polls. This is the first time in 20 years that workers' groups agree to support the same candidates. In past elections, each labor group endorsed its favored bets. The groups from the Nagkaisa Coalition endorsing Team Pinoy candidates Risa Ontiveros, Jambi Madrigal, Alan Peter Cayetano, Lauren Legarda, JV Ejercito of the United Nationalist Alliance, Bangon Pilipinas candidate Eddie Villanueva, and independent candidate Ricardo Penson. Except for Legarda, the candidates joined the Labor Day March from España to Mendiola in Manila. They also signed a manifesto with Nagkaisa, promising to file bills addressing the amendment of the APIRA law, increasing minimum wage, and increasing budget allocation for basic services, among others. The groups criticized President Benigno Aquino for denying to prioritize the security of tenure bill, saying it should be tweaked first. Aquino says the current version of the bill would benefit only 1.8 million people, while an estimated 10 million Filipinos could lose their jobs. But Ontiveros says a security of tenure law will not, quote, damage the generation of jobs. Cayetano said the key is to find the perfect balance between security of tenure and getting investments for the country. A Pulse Asia survey shows most Filipino voters have only chosen 7 of 12 candidates for Senate. In February and March, most Filipinos named an average of 8 candidates. The survey, conducted between April 20 to 22, shows only 27% of Filipinos decided on their magic 12, with elections less than a month away. NCR voters name an average of 7 preferred bets. In the Cordillera Administrative Region, or CAR, 56% of voters name a complete slate. The United Nationalist Alliance, or UNA, warns the administration against prematurely celebrating after Team Pinoy candidates dominate the latest Pulse Asia survey. The April survey shows an 11-5 combination for Team Pinoy candidates, with only UNA's JV Ejercito Nancy Binay, Mig Subiri, Gringo Anasan, and Jack Enrile making the list of 16 bets with a statistical chance of winning. Responding to Team Pinoy's announcement celebrating the results, UNA campaign manager Toby Chanco says the senatorial race is still, quote, everybody's ballgame. Chanco also cites a 2010 press release where then Liberal Party Vice Presidential bet Mar Rojas claimed victory based on survey results. Rojas' rival, Jejomar Binay, won the 2010 elections. Chanco says, quote, we are again amazed to see LP celebrating their victory based on the surveys. Haven't they learned their lesson in 2010? With 12 days before the elections, Team Pinoy is bringing out its trump card, presidential sister Kris Aquino. Natasha Gutierrez reports.
In the home stretch, Team Pinoy draws its final weapon, presidential sister and popular celebrity Kris Aquino. At the coalition rally in Tarlac, the Aquino's home province, President Aquino endorses his slate to an enthusiastic crowd in Victoria City. But is he really the best Aquino endorser? On the sidelines, the talk of the town is none other than his younger sister, who has vowed to endorse at least 5 candidates of Team Pinoy. Senator Chis Escudero and former Census Chief Grace Poe will travel to Visayas and Mindanao with Kris this week. Next week, she will join actress Sharon Cuneta and actor Ding Dong Dantes in Rock the Vote concerts in vote-rich cities across the country. They will endorse presidential cousin Bam Aquino and former Akbayan representative Risa Hontiveros.
It really gives me even more hope that such high-profile, popular celebrities in our society can give my message of track record of fighting for ordinary citizens and bringing aspirations of ordinary citizens the extra mile.
Hontiveros, who trails in surveys, is grateful. She knows she can use Kris's help. Aurora Representative Sonny Angara, who has no planned appearances with Kris, expresses hope she too will endorse him, but says it is her right to choose who to endorse.
Miss Kris is a private citizen, no? Although she's the sister of the president. I don't think, wala naman siyang obligation na suportahan lahat kami. No? It's prerogative niya as a private citizen. Napiliin niya kung sino ang natitipuan niya.
Most bets will also bring out their big guns in the final push to the finish line. Angara will rally with Team Idol Coco Martin in Cebu, while former Senator June Magsaysay will visit the same province but with actor Richard Yap, or Sir Chief. Surveys reveal a tight Senate race with 16 probable winners for 12 seats. Most voters have yet to decide on their magic 12. With the strong influence of local celebrities on Filipino voters, last-minute endorsements may very well spell the difference between 12th and 13th place. Natasha Gutierrez, Rappler, Tarlac.
The Commission on Elections will assign more auditors to manually count votes in select precincts after the automated midterm polls close on May 13th. Based on COMELEC Resolution 9595, 5 members will compose the Random Manual Audit Team, or RMAT, in each legislative district, an increase from the 3 members assigned per legislative district in the 2010 elections. There will be 1,165 manual auditors for 223 legislative districts. COMELEC designates an RMAT committee headed by Parish Pastoral Council for Responsible Voting, the PPCRV head Henrietta De Villa, and COMELEC Commissioner Christian Lim. The RMAT will manually count the ballot votes and see if the count corresponds to the election return tally from vote counting machines. In the event of a discrepancy, an allowable margin of 10 votes per candidate per position is granted. COMELEC deals with fears about the accuracy of the PCOS machines following the discrepancies with the manual audit after the mock elections. Katerina Francisco reports.
The manual audit after the mock elections raises doubts over the accuracy of PCOS machines. Discrepancies between the PCOS count and the manual audit exceed the accepted limit. A committee finds 15 discrepancies, while the COMELEC allows only 10. But a report by the audit committee says it's not the fault of the PCOS. It blames the errors on human factors. In a report noted by the COMELEC on April 19, the Random Manual Audit Committee cites factors such as the auditor's lack of experience and failure to follow instructions. The report also blames what it calls conditions that were far from conducive. These include humid weather and lack of food and water for the auditors. The committee says it did another audit of the mock election results. The new audit shows 0 discrepancies between the PCOS and manual counts. An election citizens arm, the NAMFREL, earlier criticizes the COMELEC over the auditing mismatch during the mock elections. In a letter to COMELEC Chair Sixto Brillantes, NAMFREL says the malfunctioning of PCOS machines will pose problems on election day. But Brillantes says the COMELEC has acted on the errors during the mock polls. Besides, he says it is impossible for PCOS and manual counts to always tally.
Talagang dapat magkaiba kasi human appreciation yung isa. Pero the discrepancy should not be major. Meaning, magkakamali ka dyan, isa, dalawa. Yung mga malapit sa threshold.
This year, the COMELEC assigns over 1,000 auditors to conduct a manual audit in all 233 legislative districts. The audit on May 13 will test the accuracy of PCOS machines, this time on a national scale. Paterno Esmael, Rappler, Manila.
Well, let's now look at Rappler's Wrap for today, a list of the 10 most important events around the world you shouldn't miss. At number 2, President Barack Obama defends the FBI from suggestions it might have prevented the Boston Marathon bombing by acting on warnings about one of the suspects, Tamerlan Tsarnaev. In 2011, Russia advised U.S. authorities about Tsarnaev and the possibility he was slipping into the grips of hardline Islam. The FBI probed and interviewed him, but the case was eventually closed. At number 7, CERN, the European Organization for Nuclear Research, says it would work on restoring the world's first website to recreate the first experience of the web. The new projects page says CERN, quote, aims to preserve some of the digital assets that are associated with the birth of the web. The group will attempt to restore the first uniform resource locator and, quote, put back the files that were there at their earliest possible iterations. And at number 10, a new study shows chat apps overtake traditional short messaging service in the number of messages sent online. Market research firm Informa says by the end of 2012, more messages were sent through apps like WhatsApp, Kik, iMessages, and BBM. The Verge says WhatsApp CEO Jan Koum claims his company's service grows even larger than Twitter. But the report adds SMS is still far ahead in overall user count. For the full top 10, visit Rappler.com's The Wrap. Every story on Rappler has a mood meter which gives you 8 emotions to choose from. Click how you feel and your vote comes down to the mood navigator in the middle of the front page that crowdsources the mood of the day. It also gives you the top 10 stories that have gotten the most votes and their mood meters. These are the stories that have affected the way Filipinos feel. So let's take a look today. It is, you can tell, a green day, May 1, a holiday. This is interesting. Starting with NBA center Jason Collins says, I'm gay, 56% inspired, 21% happy, 5% annoyed, 5% sad, 11% don't care. Labor Day, right before Aquino rejects labor groups' demands, strangely, 52% happy, 33% angry, 5% sad, 5% annoyed, and 5% don't care. The story that's gotten the most number of votes, 5 Senate vets, big losers in surveys. We are close, coming closer and closer to Election Day. A whopping 76% are happy with the Pulse Asia results, 8% amused, 7% annoyed, 3% angry, 3% sad, 1% afraid. The green leading to the mood of the day. Today, most people are happy. Well, that's Rappler's Newscast for today, Wednesday, May 1, 2013. Visit Rappler.com and watch our newscast Monday to Friday. Tell us how you feel on our mood meter and help us crowdsource the mood of the day. I'm Maria Ressa. As we say at Rappler, tomorrow begins today. We leave you with more excerpts from Patricia Evangelista's documentary, The Battle of Manila.
Kilala si Era bilang isang artista. Hindi po ba siya mahirap kalabanin sa ganung bagay?
Mahirap. Siyempre, popular eh. Pero yung dinidepict niyang karakter, si Asen Salonga, notorious criminal yun eh, sa Tondo eh. Dapat, ang sa pelikula, buhay ng mga bayani ng bayan.
Death threat na yan. Buhay ng tao, una-una lang yan. Dapat lang sila mumulat ka. Sumama ka sa akin. Fredo, live! Oh!
Alam mo, yung mga sinasabi niyang yan, paninira lang yan eh. Pinatawad ako, umiyak daw ako sa kanya. Sabi ko nga, ba't naman ako iiyak sa kanya? Ano, ipapatawad niya sa akin? Yung sinasabi niyang, iniwanan ko siya. Let us say, itong mga kaibigan ko, na-discover ko ngayon. Yung isa pala, hold-upper. Yung pala isa, rapist. Do you mean to tell me, friends pa rin kami? Siyempre, iba na yun. No, I don't compromise with criminals. Kahit sino pa sila, I don't care who they are.